who we are beyond the death.
We have not evolved enough to know yet. We are not capable of understanding or knowing what happens after we die. And because we are not capable, there is millions of people selling their ideas to us. And because we're so afraid to die, we believe them. So we don't feel bad about death, unfortunately. And people are extremely creative, and some crazy people doing the most wonderful things. And crazy people follow them. They give them relief about life. This is what I feel. Now, how come we have not evolved enough to understand? That's a bigger question. And the answer to this is, we are not living. We are not living. If we know how to live, we will know what happened. That's the answer. Because as long as we are defending ourselves and not living, we are not evolving. We're stuck, actually. The defenses we have sabotage our progress as human beings. You see? So the answer is, we need to live first, and then we will know what happened after.
So we ask this because we are afraid of dying, I suppose. So it's the fear of ending this life. So the fear of death is the fear of life. So in fact, what this question means is it life before death? Do we feel enough real things here in order not to regret to die and then to vanish, and that's all? So one possibility is to discuss and to assure all our viewers that will be a continuity and we'll waste our life because we will have another chance. We only have to have a little patience and we'll die and we'll see. But until then, all this is a projection of the fear of death. So we never know. We are open, of course, as explorer to all possibilities, but we try to sometimes to live outside time. For example, feeling the eternal child, which never grows and does not have responsibilities, and the role of the father, for example. So all this generate this need to imagine at least that after we die will be something good. Plus that we see life and death as images, not as a process. So the death is present in this moment particularly. With each breath, we are more close of our graveyards with 1 second. So we are already in the process of dying, as we are in the process of living.
So how should we live our lives?
Who is one who asks this? How can we live our life? That a person who tries not to regret when he will arrive there. And then, this is not a possibility to control and to have a checklist about what to do. Because it's beyond ourselves. It's if we can let go and gradually let us be in the flow of life and arrive whenever we never think before. If our life is not an adventure, we already lost the possibility of having a significant life. I am looking to your face and I see...
I'm thinking about my adventure, the life of my dreams.
Yes, and to follow your dreams, this means to be creative. Creativity, it is incompatible with the loss of the life. So the creativity, it's the best antidepressive, I think, if you can express it. So from this reason, we need to dream. We need to dream. The dream connects ourselves with our roots, of course. And then, in order to make our life significant, we may see that our dreams become, in a way, true. And this is the flow, in fact. But the dreams, who is dreaming the dreams? This is interesting. It's not the ego who is dreaming the dreams. It's more profound. And I think that you are telling this very precious idea. So to die, we know that can be to let go everything that we are, as an identity, as an ego, as all that we possess. What remains if, theoretically, we let go everything? This is living.
The whole life is in this moment. There is no past or future. It doesn't exist. But who has evolved enough to be here or now and not to worship somebody promising you what the future is going to look like? We are busy not here, worrying about what we've done before and afraid what's going to come after. We are not here. Death could be this. It could be this moment. And there's no time in death. Time stops, you see. But we are not capable yet because we are busy not living here. When I was 12 years old, I had so much trouble in my family, so painful situations. And I was walking from school thinking, what's going to happen to my mom, my dad, this and the other, and my head's going to explode. And then I sat in the bed, I suddenly realized these things don't exist. They are only a fantasy. And I'm busy not being alive. I am not here anymore. So this is our life. We are thinking about things we have done. We're thinking about things we're going to do. So we are not alive. If we're not alive, how on earth are we going to understand what death is? Because we could be dead now. Actually, we may be dead in the past and the future. And the real life is to be now, which is death. And love is death. When you love somebody, you are now. You're not thinking they're going to leave me or what's going to happen, or nothing. And that's why I say love doesn't ask questions. Our brain is busy on surviving. When your energy invested on survival, it doesn't have enough energy for you to evolve and go higher, because like a country in a war, the resources are focused on a war. It's not focused on developing the people. And that's where we are. And the work we're doing, and exploring ourselves and therapy, and this is helping us to be here. But there's many forces around us. This is a very sensitive subject, from religions, from teachers, gurus, schools, psychologists, and us, distracting us from being here and now. Is there a possibility that before we came here, there was only one person? All of us in one? Yes, and when we came here, we split. That's why we're looking for relationships. We're looking for connection. We want to go back to where we came from. And all the suffering in the world is about connections and disrupted connection. There's a big possibility. That means this is hell, and we're going to heaven.
Yes.
Yeah, it could be.
Yes.
It's every trouble you see in the world is about disconnection. All the trouble from the beginning, from the mother, from relationship, from people, is about separating from somebody. Okay, that's a clue for me, thinking, how come we're suffering from this? Could this be our natural state before? And now we have different countries, different religions, different cultures. Everybody say, I am better. And you don't belong here, you belong there, you belong there, you belong there. So we are in constant split.
It's the play of the ego,
Yes.
and the ego equals splitting.
Yes.
And the ego is the one who is the subject of dying. The ego is the one who makes us sinner.
We will evolve when we don't have a country or religion anymore.
No country, no religion, no ego.
Yes,
no...
because I will not spend my time trying to convert you to my church. I will not spend time and tell you, actually, my work is better than yours. I spend my time being with you, not doing something to you, to be with you only. But we have a lot of work to do because we are so busy trying many things. We are so conditioned to things that will take many generations. But actually, I think if you truly live, you can truly die. You die consciously. But if you don't live, you will die with pain, regrets, and suffering. God knows if you're going to take this with you, I don't know. You see what I mean?
Are you not afraid of death?
If I lie to you, if I say I'm not, of course. But when I look at how many people lived before us, yes, and they all died, so this is okay. You know why we're afraid to die?
Why?
Because we collected many things we cannot take with us. And we can't give them away either.
But we have a solution. We may ask to put some things with
This
us,
what the Egyptians did.
Mm-hmm.
When they died, you took all the furniture, even the servants with them,
mm-hmm.
and locked them up together in the room.
So we have
and the thieves came and took everything after.
Mm-hmm.
They actually believed they will go somewhere else. So they found their tombs, everybody, everything, their jewelry, their clothes, and the servants go to die with them also, so they can serve them in the other life.
How can we manage to live only in a flow state?
So if I tell you, you will program it. It's not going to be a flow state. And this is where the magic is of life. And we stop the magic of life because we want to control it. The control is safety, false safety. Every controlling person is terrified of losing control.
Me too.
Every person who lived in chaos, especially when they're young, they grow up, they must keep everything under control. Because if the control goes, they will go back to the chaos that they couldn't bear. They couldn't tolerate for a moment. So these people, if they lose control, they may not survive. So as we talked earlier, the control is what gave you life. We talked about it earlier. How can you let go of what keeps you alive? It's your life. It's what we think. You can see these people in business. They are terrifying people to work with. And they end up suffering a lot because people will let them do everything. And because the standard is very high. They won't think in a certain way. And it gets worse and worse and worse, become extremely controlling. That's a very difficult place to be. You need some level of control, of course. If you're going abroad, if you have a hotel, you need something. But when you go beyond that level, when you're controlling how people feel or think or be with you, this is when you really enter a very dangerous state. You will not be able to live. Even if people do what you want, yes, they're not going to be authentic, and you will feel it, and you're not going to like it. And if they don't do what you like, you're not going to like it either.
This depends on the way that you feel the universe, the environment, the social environment. We have this position, this like a geological level of unsafety, but beyond this, it came another level when we feel safe. The fact is, the majority of the people are not, have not able to gain enough level of safety in their inner life in order to project it external and to feel that if they let go of themselves, they will not be destroyed. So it is a matter of reloading your development and trying to grow your level of trust. And this is also a matter of relation with a person which presents you the universe as safe.